Hello everyone and welcome to the workshop for this week, the typical Friday lunchtime workshop. If you've brought your lunch, feel free to eat it. Don't make us too jealous what you're actually eating. Feel free to drop in the chat where you're from. Always nice to actually see where people are coming from today, even with a general chat. But otherwise, I'm going to share my screen and get started. As a reminder, first of all, this session is being recorded. Possibly could be a negative for me. We'll actually come along and watch recordings rather than actually attend in person, but let's see how this goes. That's the button I'm looking for. And there is a presentation. So let's get going then. First of all, g'day, my name is Peter. I am an Australian. The accent gives it away pretty quickly. I was living in London for 16 years from Australia. The weather wasn't better, but I wanted to be near closer to Europe. And finally, 6 months ago, made my way across the Netherlands and are now based here for the foreseeable future. This is a workshop for digital analytics. I've been working in this field since 2006. I actually then created my own agency back in 2010, L3 Analytics, merged to become Leap 3 2016. I sold that agency to IEMA, a digital marketing agency, in 2018, and exited that last year. On the side, in my free time, I'm also the founder of MeasureCamp, the Digital Analytics Unconference, which has now gone around the world. The next event being MeasureCamp Europe as a virtual event on the 3rd of July. And I'm back freelancing under the banner of ZHS Orchards. Enough about me though. These workshops, I'm trying a new way here, trying to share my ideas rather than just writing blog posts. And I think my ideas are going to be a bit too varied to try and make into a formal course. Fingers crossed. This should only be about a half an hour to 45 minutes. It's going to be longer the last couple of weeks, but that's all it should be. I don't want to speak too much. I'd rather you actually ask questions and I can provide more information through that mechanism. Because I want the sessions really practical. That's a big thing for me. I want you to walk away today with being able to create your own merchandise report. So when I share my knowledge, I want to get feedback. This is the best way to really challenge my ideas. Tell me where you think I'm wrong, where things aren't good enough. And of course, I'm a freelancer looking to generate some leads as well. So today's about two numbers and two numbers only. All you need to do to actually identify which products are performing best, they should be featuring more, and which products are underperforming. And neither number is actual sales. For these, you need the merchandise report. So, first of all, a couple of business problems exist in every retail business, online and offline. Which products should we feature? On the online version, on the homepage, on social media, or in newsletters to maximize your sales? And actually, in the offline world, the same logic there applies. Which product should we feature near our checkout process, at the front of the store, that everyone's fully aware of as soon as they enter the store, put it on the TV, in magazines, in our catalogs? What products actually maximize our sales if we put them there? At the same time, flipping it around, which products are underperforming and need some adjustments to increase sales? Where if you make some tweaks, they go from low sales to high sales. These are two common business problems. Solutions using digital analytics. To the first problem, which products should you feature? Well, choose products that comparatively people are most likely to add to basket and purchase after viewing them. And if they're underperforming products, we'll do the reverse. Select the products which comparatively people are least likely to add to basket after viewing them. They're the ones that need work. You're basically creating your own internal benchmarks here. So for that, you sort of saw the add to basket after views, and then your two metrics. Metric number one, sessions that view each product page. Number two, number of sessions that add product to basket from the product page. And that's it. You then create a calculated metric. It's the number of sessions that add product to basket divided by the number of sessions that view each product page. I call this calculated metric the product page success rate. And with that, you can get a report like this. I mean, in a way, you could delete most of these numbers to get the core information. I know what products there are. I need to know here the number of sessions in which each product page was viewed. And I need this product page success rate. The number of times, given it was viewed 5,261 times, sessions, 17.2% of those sessions, someone went on to actually add their product to basket. And again, that's it. Just a reminder, please ask questions at any time. Ask questions in the Q&A feature here in Remo, or raise your hand. It's an icon down the bottom of the menu bar here, and ask the question that way. If you're not quite sure what this means and how to actually work it out, ask the questions now. Otherwise, I'll continue. So as an example, we look through this list of the product page success rate. As for most products, it's around 18 to 22%. That's normal. That's an internal benchmark here. I've just seen a question come through actually quickly there from Xavier. What's the easiest way to get data out of Google Analytics? I'll come onto that later on, okay? I was going to go through first what it actually is, but I'll come into actually how to get this data out near future. So first of all, numbers here are usually 20%. One number, it's up to 32%. This is way above average. And this is product number 11 here, 2,500 views, only half the number of sessions as product 1. So these sort of products are the ones I want to feature on social media, on the homepage, or in newsletters. By default, what you usually look for is what products sell the most. You find the products that sell the most, bring the most units sold, the most revenue. Like this product C here, brings the most number of units. Revenue-wise, number 2. And I mean, these are products you put on the homepage. And yet, if you put them on the homepage, social media newsletters, well, they get featured the most prominently, they'll sell the most again. It's pretty much a bit of a cycle there. But did it actually drive any incremental sales by this featuring or not? Because that's what I'm going to look for, not just what sells the most, but what's the most incremental sales. And this product here, it's in a sweet spot. It's got stock, it's a good price, people like it. Based on data, we know it's going to sell. So if we feature this product, if we can get these views up from 2,500 up more the 5,000 mark, you'll double your sales. That's what the data is telling us. In reverse, the products that are underperforming. Product 4 has a much lower rate than usual. Something is wrong here. We know that typically, if you're looking for products, you get to the product page, about 20% of people will actually add this to basket based on the numbers here. It'll be different for every company. It should be much higher. Common reasons for this. The products are out of stock in some sizes or colors. I mean, looking here at the example, it's people have found the product, this product's great, good price, go to the product page, I'm a size 9, I can't get size 9, and they abandon. And I mean, it's still in stock, theoretically, in different sizes, but not for everyone. And so if you're not quite sure what did they actually bring in the inventory for this product, well, if that's the cause of this going down from 20% to 6.5%, it's costing you revenue-wise about 50 grand a day, a week, a month, whatever time range this report's for. And so you know what the value is bringing more inventory for this product. There's also a price perception issue. Is the price higher than the value you actually see for the product? Are these shoes worth £120 or not? An interesting one here is poor product images. When I very first created this report, many moons ago, about 12 or 13 years ago, I had the set of products, and these are the worst selling products. It was all women's dresses, not the worst selling products, the worst performing products based on their success rate. I sent it to the office manager and said, hey, can you tell me here, why are these products so bad? And she went back to going, price too high, ugly photo, ugly photo, ugly photo, price too high. So these poor product images, It's a common issue. And knowing which products may have the poor product images that, as a merchandiser, it's your job to fix, makes your life so much easier. Same sort of way, poor product information or negative product reviews or ratings. The sixth option here, common cause, is a slightly different one. Marketing campaigns that have the traffic land that product page as the landing page. That's going to inflate the number of views. And these people here, they're possibly different customers. They may be actually on the wrong product page. They've clicked on a display ad, for instance. They don't actually want this product at all, and therefore a lower add to basket rate. The page itself is fine because that one marketing campaign driving lower quality traffic. It doesn't mean necessarily change the marketing campaign. It's still incremental traffic, incremental sales, but look into what's causing it. Does it make sense to keep it or not? Before I go on, I had the question come through. How would you factor in the add to carts from non-product pages? Like, and this is a big sort of issue. I mean, it's not a bad thing on a website. On the product list pages, quick view, click to just view that product really quickly, click on add to basket immediately. You haven't actually seen a product page. Analysts, it's actually quite annoying. It destroys our numbers, but it makes sense there. What I do, I don't count them in this. So get included those add to baskets when calculating this product based success rate. This only includes the products which are add to basket from the product page. However, I do still count total sessions in which a product was added to basket, because that's compared against the number of transactions to get this checkout completion rate. So but it's just not counted at all in this data here. And here's actually number. Because I focus on one metric only, that product-based success rate. There are other numbers here, and they can't come in useful. This product here, number 7, had a much lower than normal, below the internal benchmarks for the checkout completion rate. That's total add to baskets and total transactions. Now, the reason here could be different. It's possible at this point, you're actually seeing the delivery costs, delivery time for the first time in the entire process. And it actually won't be delivered for 3 weeks. I don't want that. Everything else, next day, one product, 3 weeks, that explains quickly how you can see 50% and 27%. Possibly it's just under the margin to get free shipping, and you want free shipping, don't want to buy anything else, put you off that product. Not sure what the cause is, but I know for a fact there's something wrong here that should be investigated further. So that pretty much is all it is. Simple report, list of products, 2 key metrics within it that you're showing, number of sessions in which each product page is viewed, and the product page success rate. Some other metrics, how many times each product is viewed each session, the actual sales numbers, that checkout completion rate, the price point, maybe the product category. This is good as well. You can filter to see, is the internal benchmark different for different categories? So just show me all the products in category A, then we compare them, because it's quite different between A's and B's. That can be important. And to say as well, the way I use this report is what I generally do, I'll simply just filter on product-based success rate. Show me all the products that are below 10%, all the products above 30%. Sort it still by number of sessions, and that's my key products that are underperforming and that are overperforming. It is really as simple as that. So how to build your own. That screenshot came from Excel, something in Google Sheets, and I've actually now got a Google Sheets template I'll share with you during this workshop. You can also do it in other tools you want. Data Studio is now possible. The reason I was hesitant there is because the key thing with this report is you have to be able to apply the filter to say, show me on the products whether the metrics above this number or below that number. Just listen to the reports are good enough. You don't have to scan through manually. You have to be able to apply filters. Power BI, any visualization tool should work. Bring the data in. Well, any way you want to. You do it manually from a GA or Digital Analytics itself directly. Otherwise, you use a tool like Supermetrics, Next Analytics, the Google Analytics add-on for Google Sheets, directly from the API. Everything's fine. And I actually haven't done this myself, but back again, when I was first created back 12 years ago, we threw it in a Tableau. and actually create a scatter plot based off it. And if you're using the classic BCG matrix, the dogs, stars, cash cows, and I think problem children, the setting relates here. Which are the products with higher views, higher to basket rates? Brilliant, they're your stars. What can you do with them? What are the products with low views, low to basket rates? Well, they're the ones which are problem children. That's what going there. But the ones which got low views, higher to basket rates, action. Higher views, lower to basket rates, action there as well. So this can be why I'm nicely visualizing the different actions you should be taking. So the metrics you need. So back to the question. You need to get the full report here, 3 sort of key stages. When you view a product page, you need sessions and views. When you create a basket, you need sessions. When you place an order, sessions/transactions do the same thing, units and revenue. Now, I don't think I say it in here. I have got a blog post about this. You can chase me up afterwards for the blog post on exactly whose metrics are required for this. But for Google Analytics, because that's what the question was, I want to create a custom dimension when you view a product page, providing the product name. With that custom dimension, I can then look at the number of page views and the number of unique dimension combinations. Gives me sessions. For the add to basket, what I generally do is I have an event file when you add to basket, and I record the product name in one of the event fields, so the event label field. I also make sure at the same time I capture the location from which the product was added to basket. Product page, product list page, basket, your account details, anything else. So when I'm reporting, I can filter on it and say, only show me the number of sessions, was an add to product, where the add to basket location was the product page. And placing order was the same old thing, it's just transaction data. Keeping a note here, the product name must be consistent at all stages. So if your product page has a color reference in it, you have to include the color of the product as part of that product name. Because the spotted dress blue is a different product page to spotted dress black. Then when you add to basket, you must use the exact same product name. That means the same spelling, the same casing, including the brand name or not including the brand name, but also then not including the size you do. You can't go product page view is spotted dress blue, but the add to basket is spotted dress blue size 10. They can't be combined. George asked about that bubble chart, the scatter plot draft. On this chart here. So this should be a chart listing out just all your products. 2 axes only. One would have the axis of the number of views, of the number of sessions in which this product was viewed. Second one is the product page success rate. So all you're doing is showing for all your products that metric and that metric visually. The more views they get, there they are. So all the products around here, high views, low views. High product page success rate, low product page success rate. It should be as simple as that. Put your hand up if that wasn't quite what you meant, George, and we can discuss that question as well. So some issues to be aware of. First of all, this tracking should be in place, which isn't always the case, frustratingly. I mean, this is screenshots from the demo account for the Universal Analytics Google Merchandise Store. They don't track add to basket. If you don't track add to basket, you can't do this. Just not possible. So web-based tracking has to be in place. And I've got the recent blog post is what I believe is the core level of e-commerce tracking. Basically, what you need to do to create this report, it's all listed out in there. Mentioned already definition of product. You have to make sure this definition is consistent at every stage. I mean, looking here, we've got 6 product list views as first product, no detail views, no add to carts, but 24 purchases. That doesn't sound likely. What I think's happened is they've actually written this product name in a different manner when they can number product detail views. It's the same for these products 4 and 5, 65 views, 72 views, 13, 11, but not for the first three, or these two here, or that one there. Something's just gone wrong there, and I think they're using how to track this in Google Analytics. Your traffic level is another issue to be aware of as well. I mean, this report is a report I actually want to use every single morning. I want the person in charge of merchandising to come into work every day, and their first job is to open up this report and look at the previous day's data and see which products from the previous day just didn't perform, didn't click at all for some reason. The stock levels have gone down, or we can actually just see within it that the product photo is bad. And their first couple of hours is fixing out those products. Because I mean, if you can fix 5 products a day, each product by itself isn't going to change the world. But doing this day in, day out, 5 products every day, 25 products a week, 100 products a month, a couple of thousand products a year, cumulatively have a massive impact on your business performance, how many sales you have. Now, that only works if you've got enough traffic there. So, I mean, my rule of thumb is you probably need at least 100 sessions in which the product page was viewed to get a meaningful add to basket rate. If you get that in one day, brilliant. If it takes a few days or a week, it is what it is. If it takes a month, you're not going to be quite as relevant with this report because it's going to be out of date by the time you actually look at it. You might see a product going, oh, that product was underperforming, but it's because it's actually out of stock for the first 3 weeks of the month. It's back in stock now. The problem's already fixed. And the final point to note here is the metric scope. This report here basically is the merchandise report. Carted detail rate is my exact product process rate. I think my name's better. The problem here is in the old GA, it's based on page views, instances. So if one person viewed the same product 10 times in a single session, add to basket once, this would be 10%. If 10 people in 10 sessions viewed it once each and one of them add to basket, it's also 10%. Same metric, very different experience, very different actions taken as a result of that. So this report should be amazing, is absolutely useless. However, and in, for me, really surprising news, the new GA4 actually may be useful. It's the first thing I found great about GA4 is it has the same report, mostly. You can't apply filters to it, so it's kind of useless there, unfortunately. But while the item views is the number of times the actual product was viewed, so in instances, not great, the cart to view rate is based on the number of users who add a product basket to the cart, divided by the number of users who view the same product. Now, I prefer sessions to users, but in this case, users should be fine. So that number there should be fine to use. So GA4, once you can filter on it, should be much more powerful. I mean, if you actually could change this metric here to the add to basket rate, you've basically got the scatter plot worked out for you. Item views versus the add to basket rate. Again, frustratingly, GA4 is very limited right now, and we can't do the things we want to do with it. But that'd be great. George has asked the question here. If we need to see distributions between channels, devices, and product categories, 20% of all purchases from organic, desktop for mobile women's clothing. So I think, George, you asked about actually something quite different. This wouldn't relate to that. This report is actually quite a specific use case, looking at the products, how they're performing, identifying products to feature more, or that need improvements to the actual exact products. For the question you've got, there's a whole different solution I go into, but not today, I'm sorry. So template. Let me get that open. Here's a template for you. I am sharing now in the chat. Please feel free, grab this, grab a copy. Here's your template. Here's some dummy data to play around with. The ones in yellow are the actual columns you need the data for, but then hide. Formulas already exist. They just look blank until you put some numbers in. And like I was saying, the way to use this, get the filter and say, show me all the, where are we? Greater than 30% is the one product that actually counts there. Or in reverse, let's try 15%. And here's my 4 products with a lower product price success rate that should be worked on. Low views, so not as important, but yeah, where to go with that? How do I remove the filter on this? There. Question, would you segment to exclude bouncing traffic? Good question, Charles. I mean, if it was bot traffic, definitely remove it. If it was a marketing campaign for a single product only, I'd remove that as well. If it's not specific to a certain product, it's across the entire website, not so much, because that's part of the benchmark. I mean, in a way, with the bouncing traffic, your add to basket into a benchmark is 16%. With that traffic removed, it becomes 22%. Now, 22% looks great, much better than 16%, but in terms of what you're trying to do here, it's actually totally irrelevant. 16, 22, don't care. Higher or lower than the norm, that's what matters. So for bot traffic, I try and remove it anyway. For particular marketing campaigns, remove it. If it's different products, then yes, remove. If it's across all products and pretty much the same anywhere, you can if you want to. Won't affect the actions you're taking off this. I was going to ask here as well. Did anyone actually want to volunteer their website to see if the data is currently available to create their own merchandise report? I was going to look at the website, look at the tracking and see, do you record the product name when you view a product? And do you record the same product name when you add to basket? Any volunteers for this? Great, we got one. Let me bring this across here. Mariska, all right. I'm going to as well, on top of this, add in Data Slayer. I'll say yes, looking at cookies, that may help work it. All right, products. Oops. So let's do a product page first. All right, so on the product page, we have got, well, enhanced e-commerce actually is a product impression, not a product view. Oh, no, yes. That suggests that tracking is actually incorrect for this product page, given it's showing impression list details here. Or data slayers coming through wrong next. I think details is actually the correct one to use. I have to double check that afterwards. You do have in the page name, which may be enough, not as good. Let's try adding to baskets. So we've got it here as a product name. The problem is getting that sort of sessions metric. And that's what I'm struggling with here. That's actually in here, it's great in a way, but if I can't get sessions, and I think you can at that stage, it's kind of useless to me. what I'd recommend doing with that is adding in the event label field, that exact same information. Remscar instant pour reducer. Put that as the event label. That makes that easy. In here, ideally, I'd grab the product name and I'd put that as a custom dimension, and then you're sorted. Here's the other products. Let me actually what's coming through the enhanced e-commerce, not the actual product view. I'll double check. I'll send through a note afterwards, Xavier, what actually it looks like for me. Question whether it was self-fridges as well, which I'm hoping, really hoping is fine. And Charles is now panicking a little bit, I'm guessing, going, I really hope it's fine as well. We can see here, shop the best sellers. Charles is going to tell me they're based on either sales or personal preferences at a guess, whereas I'd say it should be based on which ones could sell the most. Anyway, we're through to a product. And we've got some details here anyway. Well, it's product availability. We've got an event set up here. Product name. Is not laid out actually, looking at what you've got here, Charles. You do have it with a JR360 setup in your product name in the enhanced e-commerce. So it is there. The question is, can you get the metric sessions or even users out for that? It kind of can be done, but it's quite tricky to do. It's much easier to actually sort of a custom dimension as well. Try getting it yourself. See if you can get any combination to work. The product name on a product page view with the metric of sessions or unique dimension combinations. But given, if you've got a spare content group, it's a great place to put it in there because you then get unique views very easily. Add to baskets. Oops. Select a size. Add to bag. So nothing in there, those ones, it's just in the enhanced e-commerce. So I don't quite trust that for this exact purpose. Have a try yourself, Charles. See if you can get the numbers out. The key thing is trying to get that metric of sessions there to make this report useful for you, rather than instances. All right, conscious of time, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these couple of simple things only. So we're going to extend this. If you want to capture more details, like Charles actually has most of the information already available to him, more detail gives you more power, it will take more time. If you can pull into the report, either via your analytics tool, data late into the analytics tool, back out again, or even by matching it up in Excel even, the product category, subcategory brand, it's quite powerful. Easy to filter. So basically you want to find out what the internal benchmark is for category A versus category B. For your homeware goods, it's very different to your women's dresses, the internal benchmark to use potentially. You could also, set up correctly, use it for aggregation and see what the average is for any women's dress versus any homeware product. That could be interesting and useful in some ways. What's also good, I mean, you find a product underperforming, you go, well, why is that? Go to the website, look on the product page and try and work out why it is. If we recorded side by side with this, the availability, percentage of SKUs that are out of stock. If it's a full price or reduced price product, if the pricing is high, medium, or low, how old the product is, and these were columns in your measures report, you may have the answer straight away next to you. You see a product is at 6.5% add to basket rate. Why is that? Well, actually, it's only in stock for 20% of SKUs. That's the reason. And so straight away, take actions faster. You could also look to see people who aren't adding to baskets, what's going on. Is there actually almost any interim actions happening here? So do they scroll on the product page? Do they look at different product photos, product images? Do they interact with product information, select colors, sizes? Are they getting part way there? And this will suggest to you what the problem is. Is it the actual, they look at different images and abandoned? Well, possibly the images are actually at fault here. They're actually ugly photos. They're actually click to open the sizes, didn't select a size. It could actually get their size out of stock. So this could be eventually additional insights, more numbers, bigger report. Not critical. Get the basic 2 numbers first. That's all you need. And that is it. It's really powerful. It's not really simple. It's not going to change your world. It's going to take you from a 1.8% conversion rate to a 2.5% conversion rate. It won't make you gazillions of pounds or euros or dollars in revenue, but doing this day in, day out, product after product after product, will make a big difference by the end of the year. It's something which you don't have to be an analyst or data scientist to actually use it there. It's very simple. It's only one number to look for. Show me the high products, show me the low products. Let me do my job, but do it smarter. And that's what counts. Are there any more questions? Did I miss any questions? I don't think I missed any questions. If there's no more questions, next week's registration is already live. Hopefully we'll hit double figures next week. That'd be really nice. But to share the link to use, in the chat, please go ahead and register. Please, when you're registered, share it with other people as well. Appreciate that. Most importantly, what's the topic for next week? I've got 3 listed here, a mixture of different things. I've previously talked about website visualization examples. I've got a new one. I've actually done the Volkswagen Belgium website, and it's very large. And it's a great example to go through and to talk through how to create these website visualizations and how to use them, what the power is behind them. I could switch away from e-commerce into something else, publishers, content websites, and give the quick overview without the detail, at least not yet, of how I see digital analytics to be useful for publishers. Or we can go more granular with e-commerce. We've got the e-commerce funnel, looking for products, getting to product pages, creating a basket, commencing checkout, placing an order. We could choose one of those stages and go deep in there. If the add to basket stage is the worst stage, what would I look at in the analytics to find out why and how would I actually address that, or any other stage? So in the Q&A, I'm just adding in 1, 2, or 3. Appreciate if you actually upvote your preference. And with 10 of you, your vote counts for a lot. So let me know which one you'd rather have. All right, if no one else is voting, we're sticking with e-commerce then. I am going to pick one of the stages myself. I'll find the most interesting stage to start with, and we'll dive deeper into the analytics for one stage of the e-commerce funnel. If there's any final questions, if not, I'll stick around in this in remote for another 5 minutes. I'm on the tables. Feel free to come and chat to me directly. Charles, please let me know if you actually can access, if you can create a report based on sessions of users with the data you've got without running to BigQuery. Xavier, I'm sure I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Apologies for that. I'm going to have a look at your website in a bit more detail and see if I can see what's going on there with the numbers I'm looking at, and what your options are if you need to actually improve that tracking. Okay, thank you very much all for your time. I'll be in the chat room for a few more minutes. And other than that, hopefully I'll see you all back here next week. Have a great weekend.